Hello, my North American and European viewers. There's a long debate about who is a little bit stronger, North American players or European players. Specifically, this video, we are talking about the top of the NA versus EU players. Because we're separated by the wide Atlantic Ocean, there's not many great chances for interchange, and there's very few players who play a lot on both continents. And so surprisingly, the one player who does play a lot of North American and European EU tournaments is a player from Korea. The guy is called Kim Dohyup, and he is our indicator of the day. The Dohyup indicator is a indicator based on his results in North America versus European Union Go tournaments. Since he goes to a lot on both continents, we have a good comparison. And if Dohyup does a little better on one continent, we can say that that continent is slightly weaker than the other one. And you would think that a lot more top players would would travel between the continents, and that's a player who does play the most number of tournaments in both continents is probably one from either of the two continents, but unfortunately or fortunately it is not. It is this guy, and let's see, so comparing his results is a good way to see who is actually a bit stronger at the top of the game, for example. So the Dohyup indicator, these are his results in Europe. As you guys can see, he played quite a large number of Go tournaments in Europe. Each one of these is a summary of one of his tournaments. Here is the North American AGA's database, and we can see him right around here. And here is his rating. He's played a little less tournaments, but still fairly a fair amount. And in the last 3 years alone, he played at least 4 tournaments over here. His AGA rating is 8.1, and his EGF rating is 2756. So how does this compare with other top European Go players? 2556 would put him slightly ahead of Andriy over here, slightly below Mateusz Surma here. Very high. He's very high on the list. Now granted, this list is only the players who live and reside in Europe with an European club. Usually this is a city. So on the AGA side, there's a few more players ahead of him, but a bunch of these are non-North American players. Only the players with a mark over here, like this is California or Canada. Like Ryan is registered with Canada, so he's also very much near the top. Here is me, for example. A lot of the North American players also tend to not be as active. A bunch of players are just foreign in general, and a few of these players only play once in a very long while. And so how does a Dohyup indicator comparison look? How has it looked in the past? Well, in the past few years, this is Dohyup's AGA rating history. As you guys can see, mid-7 Dan, and but recently he has gained a lot of rating, and that is very concerning. In fact, in the last 3 years, Dohyup has only lost 3 games in the US with 21 victories. Very impressive. This probably doesn't count the first 2 tournaments we see in this rank graph here. Probably didn't do as well back then. In Europe, As you guys can see here, Dohyup was basically placing consistently very, very close to the top. And so the Dohyup indicator indicated a slight favorability to the NA side in the past. With Dohyup winning half of the tournaments he enters, and have not really won any US tournaments in the past few years. However, this all recently started to change, and here we can see a more specific list of Dohyup's US adventures. This is a 2022 tournament, so let's look at recent. This New York State Championship I actually went to, and he went. He had one loss, victories, another loss, and victories. So he went 4-2 in this New York State Championship, losing only to me and Jeremy Chu, two very powerhouse players. So pretty fair, definitely not a bad result, but he is not winning any championships, going 4-2. However, after this tournament, in just less than a year ago in this Chicago Open tournament, Dohyup won all of his games. So here the indicator is starting to really tilt again. North America, you guys are not so strong as before. So already this indicator is starting to tilt. His other tournament, another Chicago Open tournament, this one is only a few months ago, less than half a year ago. And in this one, Dohyup won all his games except one. He went 4-1, and yeah, he lost to only Jeremy, and Jeremy went, I believe he flew over from New York. So, and one more tournament, he went to the California one in the last January, and he won all his games. So California, this is probably his biggest tournament win, and he totally swept everything in California just this January. And so it's very, very impressive. His last couple of years, a year, 15 months or so, Dohyup has only lost to two players, me and Jeremy, only 3 games. And I believe in California, he also played Jeremy here, and he won, so he got his revenge. So Dohyup is tearing it up in the North American Go scene right now. And compared him to the how he's doing in Europe just this year. Well, this one was pretty good, 4-1. This is a smaller tournament with only 62 people, but in the 53rd International Paris tournament, this tournament had 177 players, a huge tournament. Let's see how Dohyup did. He is not on any one of these higher ranked players. In fact, he ranked number 11, going 3-3 only, losing. He went 0-2, he went 2-3. So this is a little bit of a shock, and clearly Dohyup is this must be a very big defeat to him. Of course, he probably flies around the whole world to participate in amateur tournaments, as one very, very strong amateur player who insists on calling himself 8th Dan. He is looking to win all these tournaments. So 3-3 in Paris, this must have been a dismal result at the moment, and this really indicates, as we talked about the Dohyup indicator, how strong the Go scene is in Europe. Maybe France itself, maybe, and also Europe in general. So as a result here, Dohyup is winning in Europe, and is winning in North America, sweeping super strong powerhouse players, and then going 3-3 in the Paris International Tournament, and going all the way down to 11th place. that must not have been a very fun tournament. Also, look, Valeri finished, I think, number 2 in the European Championships just last summer at the European Go Congress. Valeri went 2-4. Sevolad was a professional qualifiers contender. I believe he went 4th or something. He's number 14. He went 2-4. Lucas Nurek, also a pro qualifier, 1-5. I mean, like, what is going on in Paris? And you have these 5-dance, 6-dance UK players, tearing it up. Of course, Dai here is he's the only good performing powerhouse player in this tournament. So what is going on in Europe? Players getting super strong on left and right, and it's very, very impressive. Anyways, so judging from all this, Dohyup winning all his recent games in the US, going 3-3 in Paris is very, very indicative of super, a very, very strong, tilt in EU's favor. So very, very, a very dangerous sign for North American top players. For a long time, I believe most NA players have firmly believed that NA at the top was significantly stronger than Europe. This was never shared. This was never a shared sentiment in Europe, of course, understandably. And so it's quite a... this indicator swinging over to the EU side is quite a dangerous sign. Perhaps a bit of a shocking sign. Now, to my EU viewers, this will not come as a surprise, and I know that very few of you believe that North American top players are stronger. So this is totally understandable. And anyways, this is a very, very, unbiased look at the data. 8.1 if the European rating system starts to rate players at 8-dan above the 2750 mark, 2756, which is Dohyup's rating, that would be 8.12, and voila, in the US, Dohyup is a 8.10, extremely close. At the end of the day, feels pretty close to me, but the meter is tilting dangerously towards the EU side, and especially with a couple of big. The New York State Championship is coming up. I don't know if Dohyup is gonna be there. I will be there. If we run into Dohyup there, well, I just hope that North America can, stand a chance. And anyways, that's what I have for today. Not a good sign for NA, Go players, but definitely a super good sign for the European Go scene, with a lot of powerhouse players coming very low. Super strong players. Dohyup is here. He's ranked together with his 4-dan over here. Powerhouse players really not doing well in Europe, indicating a super strong growth there. And I just hope the North American scene can hold up. And yeah. So, lastly, let me know what you guys think. Is this a fluke? Is NA greater than EU? Is EU greater than NA? Is it all about the same? And let me know in the comments below. By the way, any other players who travel regularly between the continents, they would also serve as this, as this, arbiting, arbiting measuring sticks. And let me know if any other players serve this role, and hope there's more interchange, and hope we have more, European versus North American events in the future, so we can do more to find out. All right, that's all I have for today. Let me know what you guys think of the indicator, and any comments. See you guys.